My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday. But what is really upsetting is that, the YouTube studio has changed. So, I mean, hopefully I'll get used to the new YouTube studio and get better thumbnails. So, I mean, like, don't worry, it's going to be the same podcast experience. We finally have more spoilers for Zendikar Rising released, and I'll be reviewing top 20 spoilers, in my opinion, that are really cool, like coolest spoilers, and also that are great in Commander, Standard, Modern, Pioneer, Legacy, and just because it's cool. And when or cool lore wise, yeah, let's just head in straight to our combo of the week. It is Paradise Mantle, Grimoire Thief, Freed from the Real combo. So yeah, how this works is, so Grimoire Thief is a 2-mana 2/2 Merfolk Rogue. Whenever it becomes tapped, removes the top 3 card. It's our top 3 cards of the entire opponent's library from the game face up. You may look at cards. It's out this way. Yeah, it's out with Grimoire Thief, and you can play blue, sacrifice Grimoire Thief to turn all cards removed from the game with Grimoire Thief face up. Counter all spells with those names. Yeah. And Paradise Mantle is a 0-mana artifact equipment. Quick creature has tap, add 1 mana of any card to mana pool. Grimoire Freed from the Real is a 3-mana enchantment or enchant creature. Blue to tap enchanted creature. Blue to untap our enchanted creature. Yeah. So yeah, what? So the trick is literally, basically, turn 1, play land, Paradise Mantle. If you want, you can do something else. Pass. Then next turn you get the Grimoire Thief out for turn 2. Turn 3, Freed from the Real. Turn 4, infinitely exile your opponent's decks. Yeah, and then it works really good. It literally just decks out the opponent instantly, and it's quick, and it's very good, and it's mono blue, which is great of the most. Which is great. So you can play in your mono blue commander deck. Yeah, that's the combo of the week. It is time for number 20. We have Murag, Fury of Akum, 6-mana 6/6 legendary Minotaur warrior. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it attack this turn. Landfall. Whenever land enters battlefield under your control, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. So yes, this is a really good card. So ideally, this card would be great in additional combat tribal, literally stuff that can do additional combats, because creatures get stronger the more times that they attack. So what's good is so you play the lands on the second main phase, because you just do your turn, attack, second main phase, play your land, so then you get a second combat phase, and then another followed by another main phase, and literally you can, and you untap your creatures. So yeah, and then you can continuously attack, and it's really cool. It's a really cool card. It may work in Commander. Who knows what might happen? So yeah, I rate this number 20. Let's go into our number 19. We have Nighthawk Scavenger, also known as Tarmogoyf that dies to bolt. Here's why. 3 mana, 1/+X free Vampire Rogue with Flying Death Touch Lifelink. Nighthawk Scavenger's power is equal to 1 plus the number of card types among cards in your opponent's graveyards. Yes. What's kind of upsetting is only the opponent's graveyard, not your graveyard. So yeah, this is kind of weird. So yeah, Vampire Nighthawk, it's similar to Vampire Nighthawk, Tarmogoyf, and Chimneygoyf. So Vampire Nighthawk is a 3 mana 2/3 Vampire Shaman with Flying Death Touch Lifelink. Nighthawk as Scavenger is significantly better because, I mean, initially it's weaker than Vampire Nighthawk if there's no card types in the opponent's graveyard. But then when it gets more card types, and that's when it starts growing. Then it also is similar to Tarmogoyf, like in a way, because like its power increases similarly to how Tarmogoyf increases its toughness, power and toughness, but toughness is a +1. So yeah, Nighthawk Scavenger is good like that, but it never changes its toughness. So this means it'll always die to Lightning Bolt. And I mean Chimneygoyf because yeah, it's a flying creature that has the same effect as Tarmogoyf. I mean the final ability for Chimneygoyf is just unrelated. But yeah. What's special about Chimneygoyf is that, yeah, you know, it's a good card. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a playtest. It's just concept. I mean, the playtesting probably something to make more goyfs and stuff. And there we go. We have Nighthawk Scavenger, another goyf. Should have been a Vampire Lure goyf and not a Vampire Rogue. I mean, there's no Lure goyfs in Zendikar, right? I mean, we deconfirmed Eldrazi's. I mean, and yeah, that's cool. There's no Eldrazi's in the set. Mark Rosewater clearly claimed that there's going to be no Eldrazi's in Zendikar Rising, and that made me rage. I wanted to play more Eldrazi's. That was gonna be like a flashback because I started playing in Oath of the Gatewatch, and I could remember all the Eldrazi and stuff like that. Why, Wizards? Why? I wanted Eldrazi. And, I mean, we're probably going to get Eldrazi when we come back to Innistrad. We're at least going to have Emrakul trapped in the moon. Of course, that's an Eldrazi. That's the only Eldrazi left in Innistrad, so yeah. Maybe Emrakul breaks free from the moon. Maybe Emrakul dies to boredom. Wait, what? Yeah, just like, or dies to other ways or stuff like that for being trapped too much in the moon. Yeah. Who knows what might happen? Who knows if we're ever gonna get Eldrazi back? We're getting a colorless mana back at least. Like, I mean, like, colorless mana symbol was only used in Oath of the Gatewatch and Eldritch Moon, and now we're gonna get back, I think. Yeah. Let's just go into number 18 card. We have Arconovia. Is a 3 mana 2/3 Archon with flying. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. Non-basic lands your opponents control enter battlefield tap. So this is kind of similar to Thalia in a way because of the second ability. I mean, it's literally a flying Eidolon of Rhetoric Thalia Heretic Capper. So wait, this is literally like a flying Thalia of Rhetoric, literally, like, yeah, it's like 3 of them fused into one card known as Arconovia. This is going to be played in Commander stats. Some people may think it's going to be played in in Modern or Legacy for Death and Taxes. But yeah, who knows? I mean, it's probably going to be a commander card. Yeah, that's what I think. So let's just go into our number 17 card. And we have and there we go. Maddening Cacophony. It is a 2-mana sorcery, but you can kick it for 4 mana. Yep, Kicker is back. Yep. And it's really cool. Like, each opponent mills 8 cards. But if you kick this, instead, each opponent mills half their library, rounded up. I mean, this is very similar to Traumatize in a way because, like, literally, it's better than Mind Sculpt now, at least, because Mind Sculpt only milled 7 cards. But then Maddening Cacophony now mills 8 cards, and then you can pay 4 extra mana to instead kick that amount into half their library. Yeah. And then hit everyone, because Mind Sculpt was only target opponent for 7, and now it's each opponent for 8. Or kick this and it's each opponent for half the library. And there's a Traumatize, which is just 5 mana, sorcery, target players mills half their library. Rounded up or rounded down? I don't remember. I think it was rounded down. Well, this is rounded up now. And okay, it is. Rounded down. Yep, it is rounded down. Target players mills top half of the library. Yeah. And then that is just. That's good. That's a good card, yeah. And it's also Story Spotlight, which is quite significant. And yeah, we haven't had like any. I mean, like we had few Story Spotlights in Ikoria, but I'm not sure if there was in Theros Beyond Death. I think there was. I don't know. Not many people just paid attention to the Story Spotlights after WarSpark. When it became Forsaken, no one really cared about Story Spotlights anymore, I think. I mean, this might actually be something because we have a Jason Dark Nisa in Zendikar Rising, so this might lead to something new in the storyline. There's also Nahiri, so I mean, this may hint a return to Sorin. Yeah. Let's just go into our number 16. We have Omnath, Locus of Creation. Guess what? It was true. So many people, when they saw Omnath in a booster art, they're like, hey, I guess now Omnath is gonna have 4 colors, or like, and then other people are like, and then that became a meme. That actually like became a meme. Like, we're now going to have an Omnath with 4 colors because it's the 4th time we're getting an Omnath. Like, and they put, and I mean, it was confirmed that there's going to be an Omnath. What we didn't know is that actually it was going to be 4 colors. Yes. So first Omnath was actually 1 color, green. Second Omnath is green-red. And then third Omnath is green-red-blue. And now we're green-red-blue-white. So wow, we're going into a pattern. I think next time we're going to get an Omnath, it's going to be 5 colors. Yeah, I mean, Omnath Locus of Creation is a really, really good card, and like it's gonna be playing Commander. It's not Elemental Tribal, unlike second Omnath and third Omnath. Like it, but similar to first Omnath, it is not Elemental Tribal. Yeah, I mean, Who knows? I think something tells me we may actually get another Yarok. I think was called that creature that did that doubled the triggers. I think we may get another one of those in Zendikar Rising. Yeah. So yeah. So it's 4 mana 4/4. Winter Battlefield. Draw a card. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life, and if it's the first time it happened. Second time, first time this turn. Second time, add red, green, white, blue. Third time, deals 4 damage to each opponent and need planeswalker you don't control. That's gonna be a lot of damage, yeah. And it's really cool. Like literally, what's good about this card is like, I mean, the only thing is beyond 3 it does nothing. Fourth time, like it only does it 1, 2, 3 times. Like it does it like 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth land has no effect. I mean, they should have made it that if it's the third time or beyond, then it does 4 damage to each opponent, or make it so that beyond the third time it resets. Yeah, automatically. Like that would be nice. That would be really cool. I mean, yeah. Omnath Locus of Creation, that's good. That's a good card. Let's just go into our number 15, and we have Nissa of Shadowed Books. So many people were like, there's this person who claimed on Reddit that there's this Dark Nissa leak that they were rumoring if that was a true thing or not, if they actually leaked Dark Nissa. But then and then they made, and then there's this like custom card with the leaked card text. And then guess what? They made Dark Nissa, and it's exactly like the leak, except it's 4 loyalty instead of being 3 loyalty. So yeah, it is confirmed. Yep, it is 4 mana, 4 loyalty legendary planeswalker Nissa. Landfall, put a loyalty counter on her. +1. Untap target land you control. You may have it become a 3/3 elemental with haste and menace on turn of turn. It is still land. -5. You may put a creature card of CMC less than or equal to number of cards you control on the battlefield from your hand or graveyard with 2+ on counters, right? Yeah, what's really cool is that Nissa can now do her retrievals. I mean, I knew Nissa would turn dark just because she left the Gatewatch. So yeah, I mean, yep, and it actually ended up being true. There is a Dark Nissa in this set, yeah, and it's known as Nissa of Shadowed Books. What I don't know is that if she's gonna be a Planeswalker deck, Planeswalker or not, because there's 3 Planeswalkers in every set, and we have in this set we have Dark Nissa, Jace, and Nahiri. So we don't know if the Planeswalker deck is going to be like Dark Nissa and Jace, Dark Nissa and Nahiri, or Jace and Nahiri. I think it's going to be Jace and Nahiri. These are the first 2 cards that have been leaked. Yeah. But who knows what might happen. Let's just go into our number 14. And we have
RenderForest.com.
So you know, simple number 14 card. We have in the simple number 14 card, you remember Scoot Mob from the original Zendikar sets? It is 1 green, 1/1 insect. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 5 or more lands, put 4+ on some counter on it. 4+ on some counter on Scoot Mob. Well, guess what? This is him now. Scoot's gone. 3 mana, 1/1 insect landfall. Whenever land into battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 insect. But if you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm instead. Wait, what? Yes, that is just really good. Like, literally, Scoot Mob keeps on growing over time, but Scoot Swarm, as you get lands down, it'll create more insects, but then eventually it'll start duplicating itself. So, like, when it gets to 6th land, you get another Scoot Swarm, then it's like next land is 2 Scoot Swarms, 4 Scoot Swarms, 8 Scoot Swarms. Yeah, it just duplicates. Yup, that is just so good. I like the flavor. It's like survival room rule 781. There are always more Scoot Mobs. Zerdy, Goblin Shortcutter. Survival rule 782. There are always more Scoot bugs. Zerdy, Goblin Shortcutter. Yup, that is just absurd, but cool. Yes. So that's just, I like it. I like that card because, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, like this card really does make a big impact in Commander. Like if you're playing Omnath, then you need to run this card, and like it's gonna be really, really good. Yeah. So that's just a really good card. Yeah. Really, really good. So yeah, let's just go in to our number 13, and we have So yeah, we have Rune Crab. So yeah, that actually felt familiar to me. It's a 1 mana 0/3 crab landfall. Each opponent mills free. So when I saw this in the new set, I was like, wait, it's back? But no. It seems I checked out Rune Crab was actually like a different version of like Hedron Crab, which Hedron Crab was from the original zendikar set, and it was the thing is that Hedron Crab is played in modern, and Rune Crab is going to get played in modern. It's going to be now usable in Pioneer and Standard, and it's actually better. It's a 1 mana 0/3, so you take the toughness up, and it hits each opponent instead of hitting target opponent. So yeah, I mean, and it's really cool. It's still landfall, and like it's going to be much better in Commander now because it hits everyone at once, and not one single opponent. So yeah, Rune Crab is going to be a good card. Good card. Yep. Yeah. So I can tell you. This is, I like it. So let's just go into our number 12, and we have Forsaken Monument. 5 mana, legendary artifact. Colorless creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever you tap a permanent for colorless, add an additional colorless. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. Well, okay, wait a moment. So, yeah, Forsaken Monument. I mean, there's probably not going to be Eldrazi's. There may be 1 or 2 Eldrazi's. Who knows? is not going to be focused on Eldrazi, not going to be focused on allies. There is an ally, that's what we know. Eldrazi has been deconfirmed, so there are no Eldrazi going to be in the set, but there may be one Eldrazi. It's not going to be focused on Eldrazi, not focused on allies, and it's focused on the adventuring party theme. And now I think this card, I mean, like, there's going to be artifact creatures, yeah. I mean, it's going to work with artifact creatures, that's what we know. But what we don't know is if there's going to be one or two Eldrazi's in this set. So yeah, because if not, it's going to have no utility in this set. Like, literally, cards need utility. Like, a card has to actually work in the same set. I mean, like, the only exception was Gate to the Afterlife, which searched the library for Godfarrow's Gift. But Godfarrow's Gift was introduced in the next set. So yeah, it was just so Gate to the Afterlife had literally no utility in Amonkhet. But then when Our Devastation just came out, then yeah, you could do a block sealed, block drafting, and they'll have utility. Yeah. And then so let's just expect one Eldrazi. I mean, there's not going to be Eldrazi in the set. It's not going to be like I mean, yes, Zendikar went backwards in time, but that doesn't necessarily mean Eldrazi's are back. There may be remaining Eldrazi, surviving Eldrazi, but it's not going to be focused on Eldrazi. That's what we know. But it has to have utility in this set, so there may be one Eldrazi. So yeah. And it also may be making a reference to Eldrazi Monument, which gave your creatures +1/+1 flying indestructible, but forced you to sacrifice one creature on your upkeep. So yeah. This may be a reference to the Eldrazi Monument. To number 11. Let's go! We have Kazul's Fury, and so it's a 3-mana instant, but you also have to sacrifice a creature. Deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any toughness. Or you can play as a land that enters value tapped and tapped for red. So just notice to remember if cards that are rare cards that are creatures or that are non-land, rare cards that are non-land cards on one side and lands cards on the other, are lands that enter value tapped. While mythic cards that have a land on the other side, mythic non-land cards have a land on the other side, and it's like a shock land. It's a bolt land actually. Like for example, we have flip lands, choice lands, and bolt lands. So yeah, this is a choice land where you can play an overpriced fling, or play a land that enters off your tapped. So yeah, that's just one thing. So there's 3 cycles. There's a flip land cycle where it's just lands where you can play it as a one side or the other side. Choice land cycle where you play it from where you can play a land that enters value tapped on one side or cast a spell from the other side. And then there's bolt lands, which are just like choice lands, except the land allows you to pay 3 life to enter value untapped. So yeah, that's where the name bolt lands, like shock lands because you pay 2 life, bolt lands because you pay 3 life. Yeah, there you go. And Kazul's Fury is just an overpriced fling, but it can be a land, so that's why it's a good card. Yeah, that's why I like it. I'm gonna be running it into my Fromok deck straight up. This is good. Yeah. Let's just go into our number 10, and we have Valakut Exploration. 3-mana enchantment with landfall. Whenever land ends battlefield under your control, exile top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. At the beginning of your upkeep, end step I meant, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into their owner's graveyard. Then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. So this is gonna be nice in mono red for standard. It's gonna be played. Mono red's gonna come back. Like every time it tries, Wizards tries to make it die in standard, but then there's moments that when it rotates, it always comes back. Like there's moments that like mono red happens, then some broken card changes the meta completely, killing mono red decks. Then Wizards bans that card, so then mono red returns. Only so then another card that's broken as heck comes back. Comes out. Like for example, LevelUp had a good mono red, but Oko became a thing. So mono red was pretty much dead until Oko became banned. Then standard became popular again. Then literally this. So yeah, and then there's moments that first beyond that we had Uro. So yeah, mono red stopped being a thing. Then coronavirus happened, so the format pretty much freezed itself. Then we had companion cards that also managed to break the format. Companions got nerfed, so now I think mono red. Not sure if it's coming back, if it's ever gonna come back, if it's back. And then now standard rotations are happening, and now I think mono red's gonna come back with Zendikar Rising. Valakut Exploration is a good card because when you're a top deck, then basically if you get a land, if you draw a land on the top deck, you get another card, and you can play it. But then if it's another land, or you don't want it, it deals damage to the opponent. Yeah. That's why it's gonna be good in mono. It's gonna be like a better version of or maybe a variant of a card that already exists. It's called I don't remember the name. I haven't played standard in so much because first of all, it was pretty much dying. I was more into Pioneer and Mod and stuff like that. And second of all, yeah, and second of all, coronavirus. So yeah, and so I can't even remember mono red deck. So yeah, let's just go into our number. I mean, I was actually starting to play a Corvolt deck for standard, so I pretty much forgot about mono red completely. Too simple, number 9, and it is Coveted Prize. Okay, yes. 5 mana, sorcery. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. And party's a new mechanic, it consists of up to 1 of each of Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, and Wizard. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. If you have a full party, then you may cast a spell with converted mana cost 4 less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Yeah. Which is good because it's of course better than Diabolic Tutor because of colors and stuff like that. But then it can get cheaper, up to the point that if you have a full party, it is actually better than Demonic Tutor. But it's conditional. It's worse than Demonic Tutor, better than Diabolic Tutor, and yeah, like it's cool. It can get cheaper for your party, and if it does get and if it does reach its as cheap as it can get, which is 1 mana, then you get to cast something for 4 mana for free, like, which may be something you searched for. Like, yeah, it's just really good. Mana ramp in a nutshell. Yeah, that mana ramp for black, like literally, like it's gonna be like a much better like Dark Ritual in some cases, or even cast do stuff from off color. This can actually be great for stuff like Living End decks, like literally like you can get warriors, wizards, clerics, and rogues, and then you can go like coveted price. Search for Living End. Have a full party. Cast Living End. Well, yes, you lose the full party, but Living End happens. You get stuff from your graveyard back. Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal. It is not an ideal thing to do. But yeah. Let's just go into our Golden 8, and it is we have Leyline Tyrant. So 4 mana, 4/4 dragon with flying. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. When it dies, you may pay any amount of red. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target. Omnath Locus of Mana is a similar card in green. It has a 3 mana 1/1. Green mana doesn't empty from your map with steps and phases end. And it gets +1/+1 for each green mana in your mana pool. So yeah. So it can get stronger as you accumulate green mana. I mean, it's good. And like, well, basically, like, Leyline Tyrant, it doesn't get bigger as you get more land cards, more red mana, but it can channel into a Banefire if it does die. But guess what? Braid of Fire is now playable. Yeah. It's a 2 mana enchantment. Cumulative upkeep, add red to your mana pool. So every turn you get 1 red, and 2 red, and 3 red, and 4 red, and 5 red, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically if you have Leyline Tyrant and Braid of Fire, it basically turns your MTG game into a Hearthstone game. Literally, like, because have any of you played Hearthstone before? I don't know. This is an MTG channel. I haven't done Hearthstone on my channel yet. But what I'm trying to explain is that in Hearthstone, you can, instead of playing lands, every turn you accumulate 1 extra mana, like kind of like a Braid of Fire effect. Like first turn you get 1 mana, then second turn you get 2, third turn 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the limit is 10. And yeah, you don't play land cards. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. There. Yeah. But yeah, Leyline Tyrant is a good card. I mean, like, Crewfix, it's similar to Crewfix, but I mean, like, you don't, red mana doesn't lose the color. Like, Crewfix, I think it's better than both Omnath and Leyline Tyrant because it affects all colors of mana. But then if they empty out, they turn colorless instead. Like, it doesn't keep the mana, instead it just removes its color. Still good enough. Yeah. You get to accumulate as much colorless mana as you want. It is time for our simple number 7. We have Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. So Ashaya was actually something that Nisa could summon. like also Origins Nisa, or some people call it Baby Nisa, but Origins Nisa could summon a Shaya as her -2 ability on but the thing is that Shaya, I think, never got his own card, and now it has a card. It's a 5-mana Etset Legendary Elemental. Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, is parent of this ability equal to number of lands you control. Non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to their other types. They're still affected by summoning sickness, yes. But I mean, this is great because this is going to be straight into Mum's Omnath deck, because yeah, it grows on, gets bigger with depending on how many lands you control. Also, the elementals will be can tap for mana and are considered force as well. So this also can work with Multani. So yeah, if I do get my hands on a Shaya, it's going straight to my Mum's commander deck. Yeah. And let's just go into our number 6 card. Yeah, it's an Omnath deck. It's a 2-color Omnath, but I mean, it's an elemental. It gets bigger for lands, and actually grants you more lands as well by turning your tokens into lands. So yeah, Generated Horizons and Waste Land in the playtest cards were we're playtesting land tokens, and we have the land tokens right now with Ashaya. So these playtest cards are actually ending up working. So for example, we had Enchantmentize, which made it Enchantmentize got printed as one with the stars in First Beyond Death. Then we had Recycler Bird, which ended up being keyword counters in Ikoria. Then we had Truth or Dare, which ended up having mill as a keyword in M21. And now we have Ashaya, we had a Generated Horizons and Wasteland as Ashaya in the new Zendikar Rising. Yeah, One of the Stars was just Enchantmentize was just a card playtest. Recycler Bird was a mechanic playtest. Truth or Dare was just was just a wording or keyword playtest. And then Generated Horizon and Wasteland were just mechanic playtesting. So yeah, let's just go into our number 6, and it is we have Drana, the Last Blood Chief, 5-mana, 4/4 legendary vampire cleric, flying. Whenever Drana, the Last Blood Chief, attacks, the defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard. You return that card to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. That creature is a vampire in addition to its other types. So that's when you can start doing some that's just a really cool thing. You get to attack someone, then they would have to choose something in your graveyard. So you bring back every time your worst card in your graveyard. But well, not necessarily. You can actually make some kind of trick. You can make some deal in Commander where if you attack them once, you let them bring back what you want from your graveyard. So then you don't attack them for the rest of the game or for a certain amount of times, or just until someone else dies. Just one single attack. And yeah, that's just a good card. What I'm kind of annoyed is that it's not an ally. The only ally currently spoiled is a new Tazri. So yeah. Now we have now Drana is not an ally anymore. Yeah. Let's just go into our number 5. And We have Turntimber Symbiosis. It is a 7 mana sorcery. Look at top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto battlefield. And if it has CMC 3 or less, it enters with 3 plus some counters on it. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. So this can get you out something very big, which is cool. It can get you out something good, but if you're lucky. But if you're unlucky, it comes out big anyways. But then you can play it as a bolt land instead. Yeah. That's just good. So let's just go to our number 4. And it is we have Lotus Cobra. It is a 2 mana 2/1 snake with landfall. Add 1 mana of any color. Yup, it's back, and it seems it's actually in the standard set. What? Wizards, really? Why would they have to? I mean, yes, it's a cool card. Yes, it's a good card. But I mean, now it's available in Pioneer and Standard, and it's a good card. I mean, it's played in Modern sometimes. It's played in Commander, Standard, and Pioneer. I'm not sure if it's gonna be broken as heck or not gonna work at all. But cool thing is, it's a snake. It grants you ramp and stuff like that. Yeah. It is back. It is back. Yes. 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 Oh, yes. I mean, it used to be a mythic, and now it's a rare card. Like, it's gonna be easier to get. I mean, we may actually get Fedor Sovereign back as an uncommon. So, original zendikar had the Fedor Sovereign as a mythic card. Then got reprinted in Battle for Zendikar as a rare. And we hope for another reprint at uncommon rarity. So yeah, we hope for another reprint. That's what we know. Uncommon rarity, it's going to be best because they can follow a pattern and it's going to be easier to get. I'm not sure if it deserves being a rare card or mythic card. I think uncommon is going to be nice. I mean, each set it's going to get downgrading itself. I mean, cards can downgrade or upgrade depending on how good or how bad they are. Yeah, let's just go into our golden number 3. And it is remember to have your inventory. And we have Wayward Guide Beast. 1 red, 2/2 beast, trample haste. When it deals combat damage to player, return a land you control to its owner's hand. What we don't know if it's better than Goblin Guide or worse than Goblin Guide. It's going to be, it may end up being playable, at least in Standard. Yes, that's what we know. Probably Pioneer as well. But we don't know if it's going to end up in Modern. So, because it will combat the Goblin Chamber. And not Chamber, Goblin Guide. Because they're both 1 mana 2/2s with haste. Well, Goblin Guide has a chance. I mean, you get to the opponent has to reveal the top card of the deck, so they know what's up next, and you know what's up next. But if they get a land, they keep it. But then Wayward Guide Beast instead adds trample onto that. But then if it hits the opponent, you have to bounce one of your lands. And trample, it may make this card better, but it can sometimes make this card suck even more, because if it gets blocked by a 1/1, one excess damage happens, you still have to bounce a land. Wizards, why do you have to do this? I mean, well, yes, this is a good card. It is a good card. That's why I put it on number 3. But it is unsure if it's going to be played or not. It's going to be played in Standard and Pioneer. But Modern, it's going to be contemplating. Like we're contemplating if to play it or not to play it. Let's just go into our number 2. So yes, the new due to all the new choice lands and bolt lands that are coming out in Zendikar Rising, this has revived Goblin Charbelcher strats. So Shatter Skull Smashing, I mean, the sorcery part of it is quite irrelevant because it's just X and 2 red, deals X damage divided you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, Shatter Skull Smashing deals twice X damage divided as you choose among them instead. And then it turns into, or you can play it as a red bolt land. Yeah. So it revived Goblin Charbelcher strats because guess what? These cards don't count as lands when outside of your hand or like battlefield stuff like that. They're actually considered sorceries. It seems like they're not considered lands. So if you use a Goblin Charbelcher, you deal damage to any target for each card in your library. And the thing is that this makes it effective because the cards, like your lands, you can play them like these cards. You can play them as lands. So that's how you get your mana. You can get like Shatter Skull Smashing as your lands. Some people did Turn Timber Symbiosis. Yeah, the Kazol's Fury and other stuff. Yeah, other thing that can be played as lands, but not actual lands. So you don't have to hit them with your Goblin Charbelcher. So then you can sometimes do mana accelerations with like Wild Cantor, Simian Spirit Guides. Legacy can run Elvish Spirit Guide instead. And there's also and you can also run stuff like Chancellor of the Tangle. So yeah, like it's just going to be like Modern and Legacy is just going to be changed forever. And that's why I rate Shatter Skull Smashing is number 2. So yeah, let's just go into the number 1 card. And it is we have Scourge of the Skyclaves. So yeah, so Scourge of the Skyclaves is a 2-mana XX demon with kicker for 5 mana. But when you cast this spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life rounded up. Cast, not enter battlefield. So if it gets countered, this still happens. 7 mana, and everyone just loses their half their life. And then its power toughness or each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. So this can be a better version of Death Shadows, or maybe a worse version, because I mean, like, it has to apply for both players' life totals, because like if you go below your opponent's life total, it will count the opponents. If you whack them down to below your life total, then it will track your life total. So you have to like have a combination of good amount of attack plus a good amount of self damage. So Scourge of Skyclaves can actually end up being good. So yeah, it is good. Like, I like this card because like it, and then you can also do a kicker to do to just set. Everyone just half their library back and half their life down. So in Scorch's tide saves should be alive. Like if it's 20 and you use a kicker, everyone goes to 10 and it's a 10-10. And but then at least if you and the opponent go below 20, it's at least going to be alive. It's going to be a bit small, but it's going to grow eventually. Kind of like a Death Shadow. Yeah, it's 2 mana though. But who knows what might happen to Scorch of Sky Slaves. Some of these cards are because of potential for future formats or stuff like that. Others can be because they're purely good, flavor-wise, Commander, Modern, Legacy, Standard. Yeah. It's all just predictions and stuff. And yeah. So congratulations, you've reached the end of the podcast. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share with friends, stay tuned for the next video streams podcast. Podcasts are live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. CET. Mark that on your calendar. Or if you don't want to miss out on the podcast, then you can instead just hit the bell icon as well. So yeah, I mean, or just follow. So or just follow on Twitch. Just to not miss out on my videos. Just turn notifications on, or mark it on your calendar in your local time zone. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye.